Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are going to watch Season 4, Episode 8 of The Expanse. Now, this is the first episode that I'm watching in my new room, and also since I came back from my break, so hello everyone. I have missed you. I know that you've seen episodes since I came back, but this is the first one I'm filming. And yeah, what do you think of the new room? What do you think of the new setup? I hope you like it. Okay, so let's recap what we had in the last episode of Expanse before we watch this one. We had the eye infections that everybody is getting with the green stuff from Illus, and everybody is going to go blind in T-minus a day, I think, unless Okoye can figure out a way to make that not happen. And you know, since Amos is one of the ones infected, we're hoping. And Holden is immune, of course he is. It's Holden, you know. Also, if you hear a cat crying, which I'm pretty sure you do, they'll stop eventually. I'm sorry. Dean, shut up. Dean, what else did we have? Christian going after Marco and Naris, and she was unsuccessful in that mission. All of the Marines, still not sure exactly what branch of the military they were, but they all were unfortunately killed in the line of duty. At least from what we understand, their cams went off. Their heartbeat monitors went off. It kind of seems like all of them are gone. Oh yeah, and of course we had the slugs. The horrifying slugs that upon touching you just kind of immediately kill you. So we're gonna have to figure out what that is. They're also green, so I'm assuming they have something to do with whatever is in the eyes. There is something on this planet that is not protomolecule that is fighting back against the new inhabitants, and I'm kind of curious as to what it is. And yeah, what we're going to be able to find out about it. I have rambled way too much already though, so let's just get into the episode now and we'll talk later.
Madam Secretary.
Resignation?
I'm here to tender my resignation.
General, you do not need to fall on your sword over this.
I understand that's how the public will perceive it, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm a Marine. You're the Commander-in-Chief. I've always followed your orders to the letter, but I cannot, in good conscience, continue to serve a leader who recklessly puts Marines in a line of fire for her own gain. 12 soldiers. Dozens of innocent civilians died. To boost your poll numbers.
I mean, he's not wrong.
It's good to see you.
You promised to hold your temper.
I did.
I mean, she only punched him once.
You sold us out. You gave Marco's location to the Earthers and got dozens of innocent Belters killed.
Marco rigged that ship to blow and kill everyone. He set us up.
And you took the bait!
You should be thanking me for not sending you.
Was that a threat?
I was cleaning up your mess.
You're putting this on me?
You weren't there. She cast her right vote. She saw the larger picture unfolding in that airlock, and she made the correct decision, difficult as it was.
He my boy.
This station is the backbone of the Belt's economic future. We must do whatever we have to protect it.
You can do it without me. I quit.
I understand though, like, I think I'm with her. I think I'm with her, you know? How many dead bodies are there? Oh my god.
We're not leaving the Belters behind. I'm not asking you to leave them. I'm asking you to help us. When we leave here, we're all leaving together. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Where are we on those access codes?
Should have them by tonight.
The right ones this time?
Go fuck yourself.
It's a valid question, to be fair.
What? What happened?
I think someone walked away. That way.
Was it Amos? No, hun. Amos, what are you doing?
Amos.
Where's your jacket?
Amos. Step back.
Oh, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ!
he's having a mental break, isn't he? He's always had to only himself to rely on.
Amos, look at me.
He can't look at you.
Look at me.
I mean, he can look towards your voice.
As long as we're still breathing, we're alive. I can't lose you.
Me either.
I believed in Fred's vision for an independent belt, but now that we're free, we're painting those same pictures, murdering innocent people, our own people, in exchange for peace? I hope Marco's wrong about our future, but I fear he's not.
I have seen blood spilt my entire life, and I have spilt enough myself to know that the future, our future, cannot be built on violence.
You sound like a politician.
Oh, I'm just old. Age changes you in ways you don't expect.
Fred offer you the job of running this place, Kate.
Yeah, he did,
He wants you to.
but I declined. I have more pressing matters.
Like what?
I am going to hunt down Marco and kill him.
Okay, but don't get yourself killed, please.
No, for this mission, I am going to need a good exo.
If I take this job, I'll make enough money to leave.
Leave and go where?
The Ring Gate, New Worlds, those planets are habitable. There's no reason why Mars should continue terraforming. I was a good Martian my entire life because I wanted my children to get their share of the rewards. Well, one way or another, I'm gonna make sure they get what they deserve.
You can't get your family off the planet if you're dead.
When I was 5, I lived in a basement.
Backstory?
And I'd have nightmares. And when I woke up and opened my eyes, everything was still black. That's when they came in.
Who?
I thought I was dead. There was nothing I could do about it. There's nothing we can do now except sit in the dark and wait to die.
People like us deserve a say in how we go out.
He feels helpless. No, you're...
That's all I ever wanted.
There has to be some reason why I can still see.
It's the thing. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I can't let us die down here.
It's not on you.
Yes, it is.
Maybe take like a saliva. I don't know. Maybe there's a sample that you could take.
What if your blood is normal, but it's your vitreous humor that isn't?
Like saliva and stuff?
My what?
Your eye fluid.
What can we do to find out? And this is the only way.
We only need a little fluid to analyze. Just don't go in too far.
Good safety tip.
How far? How far is too far? Any amount of far is too far.
All right, I got some.
Oh.
How long do you think it's gonna take until...
Oh, something's already happening.
That was quick.
Well, nothing is really abnormal. But if we end up getting out of here, you might want to see a doctor. You have precancerous cells that could become life-threatening if not treated.
Well, I already knew that.
What?
I was irradiated on Eros, so full of oncocytals.
Oh. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
No, I don't want your hand.
The medicine?
You have a medication for it.
Yeah, I've got to take regular injections.
The anti-cancer meds
That's what it is.
are what is killing the organisms.
Okay, now you might want to get to Amos, because, like, I'm a little... Is she gonna go off book? Christian?
I'm sorry, memorials are never easy. I know each of these Marines was special to you, but I don't know why. So nothing I say to you today matters. Because there are no wars for what these people meant to you.
Her son?
My son, Charnapo, was a Marine. He was also killed by the OPA. When he died, all I wanted to know was who was the person I could hate. But there was no one. The OPA killed your husbands, your wives, your parents. But it is my fault that they died. My job is to keep the people of this planet safe. And I failed to do that for your loved ones. So know that I am to blame.
They can hate you.
And I understand how all of you feel.
Her outfit is fire again, but you know.
Butter, syrup, ice cream, whipped cream.
Did you get the job?
That wasn't a topping choice.
She wants to know.
Let's eat and we'll talk.
So that's a yes then.
I'll leave next week.
Good for you. But if you're in such a rush to leave, you should probably just go now.
I don't do this.
I'm not doing anything. You're the one leaving.
You said you were okay with it before.
You don't know me.
I think he
I don't?
does a little bit.
I want you to come with me.
Hang on, I can't just up and leave.
Why not? This gives us a chance to start over. I see the new clothes, the fancy hotel room, the room service. I know you're not doing consultant work. Listen, I'm not judging you, all right? I know we all gotta do what we gotta do to get by. I'm just saying, I know this is not who you really are.
Oh yeah, that's what you know. So you think I need to be fucking saved, is that it?
That's not what I'm saying.
You don't get it! Go. Do the job. See what's here when you get back.
I will. I hope you're still here too.
I think I like him now. Damn it. Are you coming?
Requesting permission to come aboard, Captain.
Mission granted.
A gift for you.
Well, we should probably toast the crew before we set off.
A gift for your send-off.
Aww.
You're not coming.
I've worked for both Anderson Dawes and Fred Johnson. Big men with big dreams.
Now, what are you going to do then?
Work for herself?
Stay out of politics.
Well, then will you do me a favor? Hold on to this until I finish the mission.
Oh, that scares me. Don't you fucking get killed. I really like them. Ugh. It always scares me when someone says, I'll do this till I get back or something. It makes me feel like they're not gonna come back.
Dr. Okoye figured out a treatment for your eyes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting out of here?
Mm-hmm.
She just tested it on herself, and her eyesight's already coming back.
I didn't think you could pull it off.
Now I can say I took you in a fight.
You can say whatever you want.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
The tow is working. We're stabilizing the Bob's orbit.
The good news is now contagious. We figured I had to restore everyone's vision.
Something good finally came out of being on Eros.
Good things happening on this show a little bit stressed me out. You guys, a little bit? You know, he's kind of growing on me.
We don't have all the facts yet, but we do know that opinions around the world dramatically changed about the ring gate since these images from New Terra became public.
Who leaked the images?
I said I want to be alone.
Did you leak the images from New Terra?
Yes,
You said the last thing you wanted to do was unnecessarily scare the planet.
I did. But now it was necessary.
Because you're scared to lose.
I had to change the narrative. You wanted me to play this game, so I did. You don't get to be upset with me because I didn't play by your rules.
You used our son's death for political advantage.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Mrs. Murtry, has the light shuttle been prepared with a proximity detonator?
So he's still on that shuttle ship. What?
Miller, where the hell have you been?
Right? It's, yeah. You know, you would think that I would get used to these cliffhangers by now, but like, have I? No. Okay, you guys, so there is a lot to talk about in this episode, so I'm just gonna get right into it so we can talk about it and I don't take up too much of your time. So first I want to talk about Christian and McCourt resigning and Nancy Gal standing up for her and the leaked New Terra / Illus pictures and her talking about her son and her husband being upset at her and all of that stuff. So I'm disappointed in Christian. I'm just disappointed, you know? I think that I agree with Arjun that she is just kind of fear-mongering and not making the best decision for Earth. Like, I thought after McCourt resigning and him kind of laying into her a lot, and then her talking at the service for the dead Marines, I thought that she had kind of learned something and she was actually feeling really guilty, and that she was going to take a long look at the choices that she had made and really be faced with and really face the consequences of her actions and how it got 11 people killed because she refuses to lose, you know? Yeah, I just thought that she was gonna be more introspective and sort of take the hit, and that she was coming from a place of honesty at the service and everything. And then, of course, with the leaked Illus pictures, New Terra, we kind of see that she was changing the narrative like her advisors told her to, and she wasn't. I don't know, because I like Christian a lot, and I want to believe that a lot of it came from a place of genuine care and understanding for these victims and these families. But I also know that, like, in the last episode, she said she didn't know how far that she would be willing to go to not lose, and then she did this. So I don't know, it just, it's a character choice, and it's character development, and I don't know if I love the way the character is developing and the choices that she's making. I understand them from her perspective, kind of, and I do think that when it comes to her and Nancy Gao, that as far as the actual real threat of what happened on Eros, the protomolecule, Illus, all that stuff, where that, insofar as that is concerned, I do think that Christian is definitely at an advantage, and that she's coming from a place of more knowledge and understanding on that stuff. But I don't know. I feel like Nancy Gao stood up for her in this episode. She was touched and moved like I was by Christian's ability to admit when she was wrong and the mistakes that she had made, and to be the scapegoat. And yet it was just for, you know, it was like a chess move. And I don't know. I think that that's really upsetting, and it's a step back for her character, I think. Also, I want to say real quick that based off of a lot of the comments on, I don't think it was the last episode, like 2 episodes ago, a lot of people seem to think that I really don't like Nancy Gao, and I don't understand that she is coming from a much less privileged place than Christian, which is not true. I understand, and maybe I didn't include it in the post-episode discussion, but I completely understand and to an extent agree with Nancy Gao's criticisms of Christian and her, where she comes from, the aristocracy and everything. My point was just that Nancy also comes from a more privileged place than most people. That was my only thing. So, yeah. Just to clarify. Moving on from Christian, because, you know, I think I've said everything that I need to say. I hope that she kind of, I don't know, starts going a different way, starts making different choices, listens to her husband more, who is growing on me, by the way. I'm kind of liking the new actor now. It took me a while to warm up to him, but I'm kind of getting there. But moving on from that to Fred Johnson. Okay, so in the last episode, we learned that there was like a deep cover sort of informant that they had talked to the UN. And now in this episode, we learned that it was Fred Johnson. And he had sort of betrayed Camina and them and the location of Marco and Naras to the UN to make them look like the bad guys and make the OPA look better and the belt look better and all that stuff. Now, while I think that Fred Johnson is better than Anderson Dawes, I'm not loving the direction that Fred has gone in this past little bit. And I do agree with Camina that they are taking more people to Marco's side now. And I do know it's Marco's side, as in like apostrophe S and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I was surprised and shocked that Camina quit, but I also am completely on board, and I'm really excited to see where she's gonna go now as like this free independent agent. And I hope that we keep following her journey and see where it goes because I really like her. And yeah, I'm interested. Although I do think that people like Fred Johnson and Anderson Dawes need people like Kamina to sort of balance out their worst, to kind of be better than they are and to balance out the worst part of their personalities. And so I'm kind of worried about the direction that the OPA and the belt is going to go without Kamina, and I don't know. I know Ashford is still there, which, by the way, Kamina and Ashford, I love them so much, and it's so funny just thinking about, like, was it like a season ago where I was just starting to kind of really like their friendship and their dynamic together, and now they got me crying. Well, I think I cried then too, but they got me crying even more now. Like, just, you know, being adorable friends together, I really like it. And I am very worried about Ashford though, because usually on a show when someone's like, hey, give this to me later, I'll tell you this later. You know, if you saw Game of Thrones, like Ned to Jon in the beginning. Okay, that's spoilers, so maybe I won't say that anyway. Anyway, if you say something like, hey, I'll tell you something later, or I'll see you later, or I'll do something with you later. Not see you later, but usually, like, if there is this attached to this and the implication is it's going to happen later. In television, movies, storytelling, there's no later for those two characters. So that stresses me out. I need Ashford to be okay. I need Drummer to be okay. I need them all to be okay. And by all of them, I just mean those two. Because, like, Fred Johnson, Anderson Dawes, like, not really interested. But, yeah. All right, let's talk about Bobby for a second. We have Bobby, who is working with Esai, who is the detective guy, and they are set to have a really big score coming in. Now, Esai isn't really doing his due diligence on this score because he sees Mars as a dying planet, right? He said with everything that's going on with the rings and these new habitable planets, why should or would the Martian people want to stay and terraform a planet that doesn't have breathable air now in the hopes that one day it will, instead of just going to a planet that already has the resources for people to live, you know? Which, based off of the new images that Christian released, I'm curious as to what his stance and Bobby's stance is going to be in the next episode, now that it's coming out that these planets might not be quite as habitable or hospitable as was previously thought. So that's going to be interesting, and it definitely does change the narrative, which Christian wanted, but not in a great way. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. But yeah, I'm interested. Like, it's interesting to me that Bobby sort of agreed with his narrative of how things are so quickly. Like, she didn't question it. She was just like so quickly she started talking to her guy and was just agreeing with everything that Esai had said. And I think that is partially because Bobby has been so disillusioned by Mars and by everything that's happened with the proto-molecule and her dishonorable discharge and all of that stuff. But I don't know. I am interested to see where Mars goes from here and where the planet goes, and obviously where Bobby goes. I do like her guy now. I do trust him, and I do think that I was being too paranoid about him and that he does have her best interest at heart. And I'm really curious as to where Bobby's story is going, because I can't map out a clear trajectory of where I think that she's gonna end up based off where she is and where she's been. Okay, so the next thing that we need to talk about in this episode is Amos. And there's a lot that happened with Amos in this episode. He was stressing me out. He was stressing me the fuck out. Okay, So first we had him with the torch, and he was just kind of, he's having a mental break. My theory, which is completely unsubstantiated by anything except for my own head, because I don't know. But I'm going to tell you anyway. My theory on Amos's upset and his wandering into the place to try to fucking kill himself, because, this show loves to stress me out about my boys. Sorry, I'm rambling. My theory, though, is that Amos has spent so much of his life after whatever trauma that I still don't know yet, but we'll learn very soon because I'm almost on season 5. But he has spent whatever time it has been since whatever trauma he faced, he has spent taking care of himself and being self-sufficient and using his senses to fight back against the things that threatened him, I think Amos is somebody who very much cannot exist in a vulnerable place. I think especially because of the trauma that he faced, that it's very difficult for him to put his life in someone else's hands, especially when he doesn't think that it's going to be safe there. And I think that for Amos, that's very hard for him to feel that his life is safe in anyone's hands but his own. And again, I think that's because of whatever trauma that we got a tiny glimpse of in this episode, but that I don't know yet. And so I think that he would rather, like he told Wei, kind of die on his own terms than risk dying scared and in something that he can't control, right? He goes into battle, he fights people, he does this, this, and this. And that's always Amos's choice. And I think that for him, no matter how risky it is, he's willing to do it as long as it's his choice that he's doing it, right? I think agency is a big thing for Amos, and him having the agency to choose his own fate is a very big deal for him. And I think that when that gets taken away from him and he has to rely on other people in such a vulnerable way, it's very difficult for him to cope. And I think that that is what was happening. And it really stressed me out, and it was very upsetting. And I didn't like him and Wei's apparent suicide pact, which is what I'm going to say that it was. And I understand it, but I want to know what trauma created Amos. And I also don't want to know because I'm very scared what trauma created Amos. But I think that Amos really needs to face whatever trauma created him in order to heal from it and move past it. I think that he has spent most of his life running, if not in the physical sense, then in the emotional, mental sense from what happened to him instead of facing it. Because building a wall, shutting off his emotions, shutting off whatever trauma it was, is how he survived. It's how he coped. It's how he kept living. And so I think that's why when he has to slow down and be vulnerable and be left with his own thoughts, it's not good for him. And it's very scary for him, even though he might not know how to name that emotion or claim it or fight against it. I'm getting real, I feel like I'm getting really rambly, so I'm gonna stop. But before I do, let's talk about what Amos said about not being able to see. Reminds him of when he was 5 and he lived in a basement, and even when he would open his eyes, it would be pitch black dark and he couldn't see. And then he said, which I found very interesting, and then they came. And I just don't know what that means. And I don't know what that means. And who are they? And what did they do? And what did they want? And I'm really scared to know. And also, why did he live in a basement? What was his mom doing? Does he have a dad? I kind of had speculated that his mom might have been a working lady and he lived in a brothel growing up, because he said he lived in places like that. So I don't know, but I'm very curious and I want to know. And I'm sorry, this might be really annoying. I keep clicking this pen, but I'm going to stop talking. But that was very interesting to me. Like any tiny snippet you guys know of Amos's backstory, I'm eating it up, and I'm remembering it for the future. We also discovered in this episode that it was not the protomolecule or the thingy, as I had suspected, that makes Holden immune, but actually the anti-cancer meds from when he was radiated on Eros, and that is why he is immune to this. And so now they were able to reconstruct those, give them to everybody. People can see now. Shit's not so scary. I was kind of worried about what's his name? Myrtle? I know that's not his name, but I'm gonna call him that anyway. What Myrtle was gonna do, and I'm still worried about what he's gonna do because he remembered about the shuttle and the proximity detonator that he has on it. And he's evil, okay? And I don't trust him, and I'm very scared about what he's gonna do. And he hates Holden, and he said it's not gonna end well for Holden, and I'm just, you know, a little stressed by what all of that means. So yeah, but the good news is they can all see now. So I mean, it's not good news for Holden. They should have just left him blind. I know they couldn't, but it would have eliminated a threat. We also have the barb on the tether and everything seems to be working fine. So that's good. Oh, and I almost forgot. Okay, I don't know how I could almost forget. It was such a big thing. But Miller kind of back. Like, he is like glitching and screaming and not, he's kind of like fucked up, but he's kind of back. I don't understand what's going on with that, unless the green stuff is like affecting the structures, and so the protomolecule isn't able to transfer fully into Holden's head the way it should, and so that's why Miller's glitching. I don't know. That's my theory. Of course, I kind of like, maybe I shouldn't make theories because my last one about why Holden was immune was so wrong. Anyway, that is all that I have to say about this episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Like, subscribe if you want. There's no pressure, but it'd be nice if you did, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. Until next time. Bye, guys.